Me?
Watch me. Ooh, watch me. Watch me.
Can you see us?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
It's hard to say.
Are you going live now?
It says yes. It says we're live.
It says we are live.
There we go.
Can you see us?
I'm pulling up the video now.
How do you see viewers? Oh, we have one. Is it you?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Hi.
I'm talking from over there. That's crazy.
2 viewers now.
What's up, new viewer?
Who it is?
Who is it? Who it
We have
is?
4 viewers.
4 viewers.
So
Wow.
who
I'm
else is
famous.
Who else wants to
Gotta
talk to
practice
us?
good posture here. Miriam, what's up?
I feel like we're not as energetic as the other ones.
I mean, I didn't want to say anything, but
It's because we have our sanity. This guy, classic. Really got
classic
me.
Miriam.
We got a jokester up in here. Oh my gosh, I thought it was so funny in the other live stream when you're like, that's my small group lady. What do you think of our background, Miriam? How do you like the colors? Wow, she even got emojis in the chat. That's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Drop your favorite emoji in the chat.
Chop your favorite emoji.
She loves our background.
Thank
Yay.
you. Worked real hard on it. Made each brick myself and laid them. It's not true.
But you can imagine what it'd be like.
Are you on the internet, Mike?
I'm not.
People viewing, drop your name
Is
in
it
the
real bad?
comments.
Who's hanging out with us today?
Yeah.
If anyone else is.
Just Miriam.
Besides Miriam.
There's
Otherwise,
5 people watching,
That's
and
totally
we can just
okay.
hang out
One
with
is me,
We're
Miriam.
gonna
one
hang
is
out with
Miriam.
Miriam.
Miriam wants to hang out with us today.
Solid.
Jaden's here. She's another one of my small group ladies.
Cute. Small groups representing.
They are. Way to go, 7th and 8th grade girls.
Love our matching cups we got here. PSM. Cheers. Cringe.
I feel like we should never make it.
Honestly, what we proved on Sunday is that there's no low for us. We will do Chubby Bunny on the camera. We will
We can have our own YouTube
really
channel.
have our own podcast. We'll do whatever. No standards.
Bar is very low.
We have some standards.
It's
I have
debatable.
a fair amount of standards. I resent this.
We'll get started with questions.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get started soon.
Why don't you tell them what is the best thing that happened between Sunday night and today? You guys.
I'll let you go first.
Got him.
Because you don't have one.
Oh, my mom's on. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
No, tell my story. Let's
Okay.
go. Quit stalling.
It has to be between Sunday and today.
Yeah.
Something exciting that happened.
No, just good.
Oh,
Whatever's-
something good?
Yeah.
Something good.
My mom taught my grandma how to work Zoom, and so my grandma got to Zoom with us. That was kind of fun.
Fun.
And I FaceTimed my cousin for like 30 minutes last night, so that was fun too. That was something good.
Something fun something good. Something fun. I don't know the answer to the question. Something good. Sunday morning I had pancakes for breakfast, and that was really delicious.
It's not in the time frame.
Are you serious?
We started classes yesterday again.
That was terrible.
but it was something. Oh, I guess I did. I also made supper for my family last night, and that was really delicious.
Did you make tacos?
No, I made chicken, broccoli, fettuccine alfredo.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Fancy.
Yeah,
From scratch?
all from
She
my
grew the
memory.
broccoli herself.
Did you grow everything?
No, I found things in the cupboard. My mom helped me by cutting up the chicken, and then I boiled the pasta and I cooked the chicken, and then I put the broccoli in the microwave, and then I mixed it all together with Alfredo sauce, and it was really yummy.
Fun.
My family enjoyed it.
How's your mom doing, by the way, with her recovery and everything?
Very good.
Good.
All right. We will get started.
Do you want to explain?
Yes. So we had some students already send us some questions in, but if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer, anything related, you can drop them in the chat and we'll try and answer them too. But we have a few starter questions. We'll start with like get to know you questions so you guys know a little bit about more who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll ask Sarah a question and then she can like respond, ask me a question, vice versa, stuff like that.
Let's both answer the same question. So,
Okay.
Sweet. Go first.
So Sarah,
Yes.
what are 3 words to describe yourself?
hilarious? First, humble. No, I'm just kidding. I do like to think I'm funny, and if I'm not funny, I at least try to be. I like to make people laugh. It brings me joy. I would say I am, I don't know, energetic, maybe, kind of a little crazy. I like to have fun and probably like very task oriented. I like to get things done, like to be hardworking. So that's a little bit very type A.
Yeah.
Lindsay, what are 3 words that you would use to describe yourself?
I would say futuristic. I like to know like what I'm doing now will like make an impact or like have an impact in the future. I would say organized. I like to be organized. I like to have like just to know what I'm doing, and that kind of goes with the futuristic part. And then it's probably like cliche, but I feel like I'm very kind. I feel like I have a very kind
agree.
personality
You are very kind.
and very like understanding. I guess that's 4 words. So there's some words.
Nice. Do you have a favorite type of farmer? It's literally the next question.
Favorite type of farmer? I do like pig farms. And I've told you that before.
I know, it's very strange. I don't get it.
I like pigs. I like the animal of pigs. I also like, I don't think this is a type of farmer, but I love giraffes. So like someone who could farm giraffes.
Little known farmers, those giraffe farmers out there.
Yes.
We see you.
We see you and I appreciate all the work you do.
I would say my favorite type of farmer would probably be like crops. Like I think like peach farms are super cool, like apples, that kind of stuff. I'd probably like, if I were to be a farmer, farm those things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like berries or like, I don't know. Blueberries would be cool. Cranberries, those farms are crazy.
It's true. All right. Our next question is, Sarah, do you have a favorite smell?
Very strange. So I love the smell of coffee. Like going to coffee shops was really cool. But if I was like, like perfume, I love the rose smell from Bath and Body Works. Actually wearing it right now. So what about you, Lindsay? What's your favorite smell?
Pig farms.
No.
Also,
money.
No, not pig farm. I don't like the smell. I think people who know me know I am obsessed over candles. I love going to like.
you have like 30 Bath and Body Works candles at
I'm
your
that
house.
person that has
Your
a lot
mom
of.
guessed.
Got it.
Did she get it right?
No,
Your mom
I
said
hate oranges.
Oh.
That's why she put that.
Oranges are delicious.
No, I would beg to differ. I don't like oranges, and I hate the citrus smell. So don't give me anything citrus. But I love
Got
the
it.
Bath and Body Works champagne toast smell. That's really
I know the one.
that one smells
Does
really
smell
good.
good.
I also love eucalyptus. Just it's very calming, I think.
Liam McGillen. Ooh.
Sorry,
Oof is
I
right.
know.
Oof is right.
I know. I'm that person, but
Do you have a favorite flavor of mouthwash? Who asked these questions? Stalkers?
I would say like probably mint. Isn't the point of like mouthwash supposed to like help with
Spearmint.
that?
Hey, Katie, I see you in the comments there. My favorite flavor of mouthwash is also mint. Like, are there other flavors?
I didn't know
It
that.
was probably like a cinnamon.
Yeah, there's a
Cinnamon?
Yeah.
There's like a green one.
A green
that be
one.
mint?
Flavor
There's
green.
like mint
Like
and spearmint.
winter-
Those are
I don't
different,
know.
right?
There's a tan one that smells or tastes like 19th century medicine.
I'm sure you could get like a citrus flavored one also.
Moving
for
on.
Lindsay.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Favorite mode of transportation?
Okay, I actually love flying. Like airplanes are so cool. My grandpa is a pilot, and when I was younger, I lived with them for a little while. So there were a few times where I got to like fly and go to airports and go to like the places that only pilots could be because I was with my grandpa. So it's very nostalgic when I go to airports. It's very fun. Plus, airplanes are just really cool, I think.
Katie Babka asked a question. Which toothpaste, it's kind of like the last one, is least bad when you go to the dentist?
Toothpaste is least bad.
Yeah. What's the worst or the best flavor, I guess, for
Yeah,
toothpaste?
I always just get mint.
Mint,
Like
yeah.
I'm not about to try other flavors of toothpaste. That's too
Yeah.
risky for me.
I would agree. I feel like the point of brushing your teeth, I don't know. Probably mint. And thank you, Allie, for agreeing with me on how you don't like oranges. There's not many of us out there, so we have to stand together.
That's so bizarre. Oranges are so good.
No, I just don't. I cannot handle them right now.
So, favorite intern, Lindsay, what is your favorite mode of transportation?
I love going on walks, and I get very motion sickness, so transportation is not like the best option for me.
I never knew that about you.
Yeah, I have very bad motion sickness.
What about when you drive? I've heard people with
Yes.
motion sickness don't get sick when they are
Correct.
driving.
I am perfectly fine driving. I love to drive because I can control like how fast we're going, what the brakes are like. But then other people, when they're driving, like, I don't know, are they going to slam the brakes? Or are they going to speed up really fast? And
If
then-
Mike is driving,
Yeah.
yes.
So I don't like. So if I'm driving, then I like car rides. I don't necessarily trust other people driving, but I will ride in cars with other people driving, if that makes sense. Is there a question?
We do have another
Yep.
question in the chat. Katie Babka's mom would like to know, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Greece. Just
Anywhere.
maybe not right now, but eventually down the road. I would want to go to Greece.
Okay, this is actually like kind of, I don't mean this to be cheesy, but so I, junior in college, kind of getting ready for the next steps of life. And I really would like to be a missionary somewhere. And I think I'm feeling like called to go to the 1040 window. And so if you guys don't know what that is, it's like just the area of the world between like the 1040, is it latitudes? Latitudes are this way? Longitudes are this way? Pretty sure
Yes.
latitudes like ladder?
Yep.
Yeah.
Longitude is long.
Wow.
So
College taught me a lot. Anyway, and I think it'd be cool to go somewhere like either in like the Middle East or Asia or maybe like Northern Africa. I don't know though. Those are just some places in mind. Like in the foreseeable future, if I could go somewhere, those are the places I would go.
Nice.
Sweet. Okay. Do you want to do who is more likely to?
Sure.
Okay, sweet. So we're gonna move to the next set of questions, and we did out of us two, and this is kind of gonna get some debate going of who we think is more likely to do something. So, Lindsay, who do you think out of the two of us is more likely to eat escargot?
I mean, personally, I would say myself. I love escargot.
Hard disagree.
It's something that if it's on the menu, I will order it. So it's something that I
So you've
enjoy.
actually had it before.
Yes.
I've never had it before, but I just think I'm
Yes.
more adventurous than you. So I feel like I
That's probably true, but I really do love escargot. Like my family has gone on some cruises, and they're typically
Your mom said definitely you.
See? My parents know escargot is one of my like go-to appetizers.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange.
If
Okay.
it's there, I eat it.
Okay. Do you want to pick the next one?
Yeah. Sarah, who do you think is more likely to meet someone famous?
Who? Probably you, actually. Because I think you've gone like to some like concerts and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you probably meet like someone,
That's true. I'm trying to think if I've met like
I just live
anyone.
my life. Like I'm not like about to go out of my way and be like, I really want to meet this person, so I'm gonna go for it. Like I feel like it would be you.
Yeah, I guess I have met a few famous people. I
Oh,
think I
A
have gone
few.
out of my way to meet people.
I've met Drake, Beyonce.
No, not
have you met
those
Justin Bieber?
I have not, but I've been to a Justin Bieber concert where I've wished I've met him.
I would never.
I met
I wouldn't know.
a cardboard copy out of him when I went to California with my family, and I got my picture with him, and I convinced everyone that I'd met him actually when it was just a cardboard copy
Genius.
of that.
Honestly.
Yep. All right, you can choose the next one.
Which out of the two of us do you think Lindsay would be more likely to pet a pig?
Probably me.
Yeah, definitely you. Why would I do that?
I like pigs.
That's
I
so
do.
strange.
I know.
You know
just
that we
something
eat
strange.
them, right?
Yeah, and I have no problem with that. I just like them. I really do.
Okay, great.
Anyway, who is more likely to play with a sloth?
That's such a strange question. Me?
Yeah, probably. I feel like I won't do that.
I don't know. It's really hard for me to like think about a setting where I would do that. Like
You would play with a sloth.
that's the
You'd have to
question.
like go to like a sloth like habitat.
Sure. Okay. That was such
To
a
purposely go out of your
to
way
the
to like,
student
I'm
that
gonna
wanted
go
to
play
know
with
that. I really
sloths.
hope that was helpful. Which one of us would go skydiving?
Probably you.
Yeah, definitely me.
Yeah.
Like next chance I get, count me
Yeah.
in.
I don't know if I would. I would do it, but I would think Sarah would do it before I would.
I
I would
would-
have her go first.
You know, like I feel like most people get excited and then they're like, you know, ready to do it. They get up in the plane and they're like, just kidding, I don't want to do this anymore. I feel like I'd be the kind of person to like, to the guy who's supposed to be like my instructor, I would like launch us out of the airplane. Like I would be so ready to go.
Yeah, I would probably get pushed out of the
By
airplane.
me.
Yeah.
I would push you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
what would happen.
And then who is more likely to scuba dive?
I feel like me still.
I actually have done it.
Really?
I've
I'm a
done,
little
like-
scared. I feel like
Yeah.
a lot more can go wrong. I feel like like if you're too underwater, like it's
Underwater
not
I've
than
done,
in
like-
the sky
good. Yeah, you
skydiving.
know what? Actually,
There's so much more that can go
that was
wrong.
poor logic. You're right. You're right. Okay.
I've done like helmet diving, so I haven't done like
That's
the
cool.
full on suit, but I've done like helmet diving where I've worn a helmet and like been in the
It's all
ocean.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I did that with my family.
That is so
My
awesome.
family did that.
Your
so.
family does cool things.
We go on a lot of like trips together.
You guys should
It's one of my
adopt
favorite
me.
things. Here you go, Mom. All right. We'll do some would you rather questions. If you have any would you rather questions you'd like us to answer, you can put those in the comments too.
Yeah.
You can choose one.
Would you rather, I love this question. Would you rather have 10 mice-sized dogs or one dog-sized mouse?
One dog-sized mouse.
Are you serious? You want a giant mouse?
But I'd rather have one than 10.
But it's dogs. They're not, it's teeny dogs.
Have you ever been
Who would
around
not want
chihuahuas?
that?
Those are essentially mice-sized dogs.
That's
No,
not true.
no.
and
They'd be
they're
like,
awful. Sorry, anybody who loves
That's
chihuahuas.
so
smush
cute.
it. You could accidentally smush
Mice
I
are
feel like
actually gross if you get really close to them.
Right.
So you want one that's like this big. Think about a German Shepherd sized mouse. Terrible. No one wants that.
it.
Terrifying.
It's like an ROUS.
Yeah.
A rodent of
But see,
unusual
like
size.
10,
Oh.
Subscribe.
10 mice-sized dogs. I don't want that.
More dogs, the better. That's always
I
been
just want
true.
one.
What?
Okay, we can agree
Hard
to disagree.
disagree.
Would you rather travel to Ireland or England?
I don't know. They're basically the same, but just different
Ooh.
accents. I feel like
Ooh.
they both have
Wow.
castles. It's both really rainy. They both have accents. They're just different. England has a
They
queen.
both have accents.
That's the way other countries work. They just have accents.
That's the only thing that makes them different.
This is what you put me up here to do, okay? Is to
Yep.
say things that were funny or wrong.
Not correct, but it is one of those things.
So did you choose one, or are you just saying they're both the
I
same?
see them as the same, so I don't see a difference. Maybe Ireland. I feel like their food might be cooler. I don't know.
Ooh.
Interesting. Is
Okay,
there any questions that people?
Is a
wait,
hot dog
what
a
would you do?
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
and then we'll answer that. I want to hear what you do first.
I would go to Ireland because I've already been to England.
Okay,
First.
thanks for the flex.
All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
I I feel like it's an open-faced sandwich.
which is a sandwich.
So yes.
Next question. Just kidding.
Yeah. Is there any other ones?
Not right now.
Okay.
Would
Would you rather eat breakfast for dinner or dinner for breakfast?
breakfast for dinner.
No. Dinner for breakfast.
So you'd rather have like a steak for
That's
breakfast?
exactly what I was
Oh,
thinking.
yeah.
And you can do that, actually.
You can. It's just not breakfast food.
I'm not really a breakfast
It
person.
can be. What then? Why does IHOP offer it for breakfast?
True.
That's true.
The only like breakfast that is like obviously the ultimate breakfast is breakfast pizza. The rest of them I can live
Yes.
without.
Ooh, your mom has a good question. Would you rather lose the ability to
Mom.
read or lose the ability to speak?
Read. I barely do
Read.
it anyway.
Now
I
you
think I
realize
read
you
the most is my
couldn't
Bible.
read text messages.
I can call people, which is what I do anyway,
She does. She calls me.
all the time.
You couldn't read the Bible.
Podcasts, people can read it to me.
She has some very
But if you
solid
can't
points.
speak, then you can't ever communicate with people verbally. And you know, I talk a lot. There's a clear Sarah answer here. And I don't like reading anyway, except for my Bible. So, and if I can't read, think about how much easier college would be. You'd be like, sorry, I can't read. So make it easier for me. Done.
Okay.
What about you?
I enjoy reading, but I would probably rather speak than read, if that makes sense. Like if I had to choose, it would be that. But I do enjoy reading.
That was actually a really good question, though.
That was.
Thank you, Lindsay's mom.
Mama Hippin.
I guess we can do some arguing about different things.
I mean, that's what we have been doing.
True.
Do you want to maybe do some of these?
Sure. We'll go into some deeper questions now. So if you have like deeper questions you'd like to know more about, like deep questions about us, deep questions about the Bible, deep questions about Jesus, we'll try and answer as much as we can.
Yes. You go first.
Like to choose one or
Yeah, I think I chose the last one, right? Breakfast for dinner.
okay. For me to ask you or for me to answer?
It's up to you.
How about we start with the first one? What are some good ways to remember to read your Bible? So we have some students who are having a hard time remembering to read your Bible. So like what ways do you remember that you should read your Bible?
I think the way I first started, so I don't know how many of you guys like know me personally as students, but I've only been a Christian for about a year. And so a lot of the struggles, I mean, we all go through the same, like similar struggles anyway, regardless of how long you've known Jesus. But I can relate to this struggle in particular. And something that I do is I try to make it a habit in my daily routine. So like when I wake up, I'll just wake up like 30 minutes earlier so that way I have some time to go through the word. Or for prayer, like sometimes that's something that I'm not super great at. So I'll set reminders in my phone or trying to make prayer just more like common in my day. So like I'm eating and I'm like, super thankful for this food. Like, let's just take a minute to pray like while I'm doing something just to make God more of my everyday life rather than just kind of this like, I don't want to say chore or checklist kind of thing. And then it just becomes so normal that it's just like when you wake up and you talk to your parents, it's just something that you do or stuff like that. What about you?
So I'll be honest, reading my Bible is not like something that I have done every day in the past. It's something I struggle with. But I don't struggle with like still having God in my life, if that makes sense. I like to listen to a lot of like worship music when I drive, when I work on homework. So I'm still getting some aspects of Jesus in me. But I'll also be honest, this quarantine has really helped me read my Bible a lot more and like slow things down for me. In the past, I've always used the excuse of like, I'm too busy, I'm not doing anything, but I don't have that excuse anymore. I'm literally doing nothing. And so I can't afford, I don't want to say afford, but like I can put in that time to spend an hour of my day reading the Bible, whereas like constantly doing things and like going to work, going to class, I feel like I don't have an hour to give. But now I do, and I'm going to try and get into that routine of doing at least 10 minutes of Bible reading, reading some type of something with Jesus, doing a 10-minute devotional, and then hopefully that'll become a habit, especially since now like this has become a little bit longer than maybe the rest of the world expected us to have it be. It'll be engraved in like my routine where I know I do now have 10 minutes to spare or 30 minutes to spare, if that makes sense.
I love that. I think that is so awesome and just super intentional.
Mhm.
Another way to, kind of become more regularly in the Word is to do like a devotional that's like repeated over days. So this is how I first got started getting into the Word all the time. So like if we can just like picture December of like 2018 entering into year 2019, I just accepted Christ and I'm like, now what do I do? And so then I went to the Bible app and I realized that there are like plans that you can kind of do, which are devotionals. And then like each day there's like it kind of guides you through the scripture and it gives you some things to read and asks you some questions. Or like the first devotional I literally ever did was in the Bible app, and it's a James study with Francis Chan. And it was so awesome because I would watch a video, then I would have some scripture, and then I would have some follow-up questions. And then I just started doing that every day, and then I looked forward to it. And it kind of, when I was just getting started, kind of got the wheels moving for me. And then now I feel more confident to kind of go to the Word on my own. But there are times where that's not actually as easy as it might feel or like feel right now. So if I do like kind of, I'm finding myself struggling to get back in the Word again, then an easy way to just get back in there is like commit to a 5-day devotional. Try to do it for the 5 days. And then once the 5 days are up, like, did I do it? Did I not do it? Okay, try again, like small commitments at first. And then you can kind of get to bigger commitments and it just becomes more normal, I think. Also, do it with your friends. Like, it's a good way to keep each other accountable. Or, if you maybe didn't pick up something that the scripture is telling you, then you have your friend to be like, oh, like, did you notice that Paul said, this kind of thing? And then that way you guys are doing it together too. And so it kind of creates community. Those are just some tips maybe, and it might not work. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. It's good for us to have grace for ourselves, which I think took me a long time to learn. And I'm still definitely learning.
Speaking of friends, Katie Babka asked, how can I help lead my friends to Christ? Any tips on that?
That's such an awesome question. Do you want to go first? Or?
Sure.
Sweet. Okay.
I think one of the best ways that you can lead your friends to Christ without like openly expressing you should follow Christ is to be like Christ in their life. If they're not sure what Christ is like, you can be that Christ-like example for them. So if they're not making the best decisions, you can make the good decisions, and then you're going to stand out compared to the rest of their friends or everyone else at school. And then they're going to ask questions about what makes you different. Why aren't you going to hang out with these people? Why are you not cussing at school? Stuff like that. I think just standing out and like just being different and like being like Christ will ultimately help you lead your friends to Christ. And like for me, I've done that before with my current friends too, like just being like Christ for them. They're going to ask questions. They're going to see you not doing and following the trap or following the path that they're going down to. So I think that's one of the easiest ways that you can be like Christ, because like sometimes talking about Christ is a very scary thing. Like even for pastors, it could be a scary thing. Anyone, even the best Christians that you can think, probably have struggled with sharing your faith with other people, especially strangers or anything like that. So just like exemplifying Christ and like being a Christ-liked for other people would be one of the ways.
Yeah, that is so true. And I think sometimes like I'll find myself in a scenario with someone that I know doesn't know Jesus. And I'm like looking for ways to be like, oh man, like how do I, kind of get to talking about Christ? Because that's what I want them to know about him. Because it changed my life. Maybe he could change theirs. And I think like you're totally right. Sometimes the easiest way is just to like, they notice. Like I've had friends be like, how are you not struggling? Or like, what are you doing? Or like, I noticed that you took that so gracefully, like what happened? And then it's like, it's not about me. Like, I'm not the person that like helped me through that. Like Jesus helped me in kind of going through that. I also think I'm a big community person. I love to be around people. And so COVID has been kind of tough for me in that way. But, after all of this is done, like I'm really excited to get back to community. And sometimes the best way to get people kind of, thinking about Jesus is to invite them to things. And so like invite them to youth group and be like, hey, like we're doing youth group on Sunday and we have games and food and it would be really cool to see you there. My mom can pick you up at 6:30 or whatever time you need to be there for, and just kind of like knocking down the barriers that someone might say no to, like, oh, I can't go to youth group because I don't have a car. Well, sweet, my mom would bring us. Or I couldn't go to youth group because I don't know anyone there. Oh, but we're in the same class, and my friend that's also in this class goes there too. Kind of stuff like that. People like to be invited to things personally because then they feel like you want them there. And then, God can use anything. And I think, that's how I, came to know Jesus too, is people inviting me, and then it just kind of like knocked me over the head one day, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's something here.
How do you guys think that changes with COVID? Because like inviting someone to youth group is now a different experience because you can't get in my car, or you shouldn't.
Yeah, I would almost say it's a little easier. Like it's a little like less scary because you guys are here on YouTube, right? But you can't necessarily see each other, and so someone just has to click on our link or check it out and hang out and engage, or sending them like. So something that I've been doing in my sphere of influence is signing all of my emails to my professors with, is there anything I could be praying for you for? Which the first one was super terrifying, and I was like, just press send and just do it. And then now it's easy to just copy and paste from all of my emails. So something like that, just like saying, hey, like I understand that this time is difficult for people for different reasons. And then, kind of taking the leap of faith yourself. And then they might follow with a leap of faith saying, yeah, actually, I'm kind of struggling. Could you pray for this maybe? It's kind of like a monkey see, monkey do scenario. If they're seeing that you're willing to go vulnerable with them, then maybe they will too.
I think another easy way, everyone's on social media nowadays, especially like during this time, there's nothing else. You can't go outside, but you can't like connect with your friends face to face. You can connect with them on social media. So something that I've been challenging myself to do a little bit more is posting like different Bible studies that I've been reading, or just different worship songs on Instagram for people to easily just click to, and then they just hear it, and then they can respond back to you on this was really good, or comment on your post, or just share something that's been on your heart recently. Like something that we're doing with Parkview is posting different Bible studies for you to do, and then you can share that with your friends because it's just all on social media. It's just with different clicks. You don't have to talk to anyone face to face, and stuff like that. And just getting your faith out there for the world to see. I think even not just myself, I've been seeing a lot more like positivity on like sharing your favorite Bible verse on Instagram, or sharing a song that lifted you up. On Sundays, my entire like Facebook feed is full of people doing online church, which is, I never knew people went to church on Facebook. So just sharing different things that you're doing, inviting them to online church is a great way. That church might seem scary for them, but online church could not seem a little bit less intimidating. You don't have to look fancy. You don't have to dress a certain way. You simply just have to log on to something and click a button. And then another way too is with Zoom, because Zoom is a huge thing nowadays too. I think everyone has now heard of Zoom. So like with Parkview, we do different Bible studies via Zoom, just to like ask different questions. I know last Friday I had a Zoom with my Bible study, and we just asked questions about what COVID is doing in the world, how we can be praying for them, writing a journal too of different prayer requests that people have, so that you can remember this time from years and years, and then like see where God's provided with those prayers too.
That was great. I really liked all of that. And I think I just like learned some things of like more that I could do. And I think inevitably though, like we should also just remember that it's not up to us to change people's hearts. We can just do the best that we can. And just, I think it's really important to follow God's lead and like try to trust in him and what we do, but don't lose heart. The Lord is doing big things like he always does. And your friends, are super lucky to know someone that cares about them so much, even if they don't know it. I am going to pick the next question, which is, how do you deal with stress and anxiety? Oof.
That's a hard one.
I can go first since I picked it. So stress and anxiety, man, and that looks different for everybody. I mean, I know Lindsay and I are full-time college students, and so we have different stressors even in that because we're taking different classes and things. But I love to exercise, and I notice the less I exercise, the more I feel like I am stressed, even if it's just like not talking about my stress or like I don't even know I'm stressed, but I'm acting stressed. I think exercise really just like helps me just have some time. And even like while I'm exercising, I'm trying to like, listen to some jazz music, some up-tempo things and just kind of take that time to be alone out of my day, which I, usually on campus am not alone most of the day. So that is nice. I think prayer is something that I've kind of learned to do more. I should have brought my prayer beads. So I have these kind of like prayer beads that I made with like each little bead meant something. And so like one of them was like a heart. And so I could pray for my heart and be like, God, would you just do something in my heart today? And so like, just obviously prayer looks different for everybody and prayer has different challenges for everybody. But I think the more I learn that I'm not in control, and that's actually a good thing. Because when I did live my life completely in control before I knew Jesus, that was when most of my struggles just truly like weighed me down. And so prayer is like a long process. And so I try to use prayer like in my stress and anxiety to like acknowledge who God is and how good those things are, and acknowledging who I am and how good that is because he made me that way. God did not make me in control of everything, and that was a really good choice on his part. And then, talking to my friends about it too, but it's really important to not do that first. It's really important to go to Jesus first. And then talking to your friends and being like, hey, like, can we just pray together? Or like, this is something that I feel like God is doing in my heart right now that's been a little tough. Like, do you know any Bible verses that could speak to that? I meditate in the Psalms a lot. Psalm 31:7 is my favorite, and it is, I will trust in your unfailing love, Lord, for you have seen my troubles, and the anguish of my soul. Kind of that verse just kind of wraps up in the fact that like God is unfailing in his love. He sees me in my struggle. I'm not alone there, even if I do feel alone, and that he cares about the state of my soul. Like, man, that's so cool. Like, that's not something that I could have ever said before if I didn't like understand and meet him, that I like can acknowledge that God is working in my soul and caring for it. Like I never even knew that was a thing. And that is just so helpful. And I know that like I often live my life kind of just like grasping onto things and just trying so hard to like be the hardest worker, be the best, do this thing, jump through this hoop. And the more I follow Jesus and the more I realize that that doesn't matter, that Jesus has done all of the work for me and just wants to love me and for me to follow him, the stress after I kind of like think through those things goes away. Do you have anything to add? I'm sorry.
That's a very deep
I
question.
talked super long. We deal with stress a lot, and it's okay if that's you too.
I guess I can give one practice that I just started doing this year. I purchased a little mini whiteboard and I've placed it on my wall and I write down everything that's stressing me out. And so I can visibly see what is stressing me out instead of just keeping it inside. And then it kind of like, in a sense, I feel like God can actually see it too, because sometimes you don't know if God's like really listening. That's been a thing that I've struggled with too. I'm like, if it's visible, everyone can see it. So my roommates can see it. My mom saw it once when she came over to my apartment. And then once I have figured something out and have eliminated that stress, I can erase it off my whiteboard. So like it's actually gone. So like you can see that it's been gone. You can see you've taken care of it. So like for an example, my biggest stress was the College of Education at Iowa. Like, should I apply for it? Should I not apply for it? How will this impact my future? So it has been on my whiteboard for a very long time. And I can finally say like, it's been erased. I've been accepted. I have applied. So that's like a cool thing to like see God working too, and like see that it's working in your life as well. So that would be one practice.
I just thought of another one too. Something that I've been doing lately is, I don't know about you guys, but I'm really good to kind of cut myself down. I'm like my biggest critic and very pessimistic and minded sometimes. And so something that I try to do is like, if I'm in a situation where I just seriously like cannot see God moving and like, oh my gosh, I just ruined this, or I'm the worst, whatever it might be, I try to tell myself some truths that are like, that I know are true. And I repeat them until I feel like I actually feel like they're true. So like, first one is God is real. God is so good. And God has a wonderful plan for my life. And I will literally repeat those kind of like in the mirror kind of thing. Like God is good. God is real. And like, God has a wonderful plan for you. And just keep going and going and going until like, I like taking a deep breath. And I'm like, yeah, God is good. Okay, maybe I fail this quiz, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't take away from who God is. That literally is just a speck in the grand scheme of things.
So we can go to our next question. One that we saw was how to connect with your siblings, specifically maybe younger siblings during this time. And during this time, I've moved back home in my hometown, so I'm not living in Iowa City currently. So I'm living again with my sister, who is younger than I am. We spent the last few years living apart just because I've been at college. She's been at home, and then this year she went to college too. So we haven't really lived together for about 3 years. And something that has been working for our family is acknowledging the fact that we're all, again, in the same space, but also acknowledging the fact that this is all new for all of us, and we're not used to being around each other all the time anymore. And so what my family's been doing is spending some of the morning, probably late morning, because my sister and I have been getting up way later than we normally should.
I woke up at 6:30 today.
So late morning, we eat lunch together as a family. We're all in the living room and kitchen, talking about our day, talking about what's due for assignments. And then we spend the afternoon apart, because we normally don't spend the afternoons together anyway. Both of my parents teach, so they don't normally see each other during the day. Like I said, my sister and I haven't normally spent the whole day together. So making sure to still spend time apart, because you don't need to, even though you are quarantined in a house or practicing social distancing, you don't need to be around people all the time. So we spend the afternoons apart, and then in the evening we come back for dinner. And then we've been watching a family movie to kind of reflect on the day and ending the day together. So that would be something. Just know that you've not normally spent a lot of time with them, but then also know that this is a new normal that you have to get used to. And just acknowledging that fact that you want to spend time with them, but then also know if you're introverted more like I am, that it's okay to still spend time by yourself. So I don't know if that exactly answers the questions, but that's kind of how I've been connecting with my sister, if that makes sense.
Yes, I think that was great. So I'm actually not staying at home right now, but I do have a younger sister. And so connecting at a distance can be hard, as we're all learning. And so something that I try to do is just, if I think of her, just send her a text hey, I'm thinking about you. And I hope that, school's going okay. Or right now she's not in school because she's in middle school. And so they're not going. And so she's got a lot more free time. So I've been connecting with her with iMessage games. And you can still even do that when you're in the same house, because then it kind of helps you connect at a distance. So, or I'll tell her, if I'm having a tough day, man, today was tough, but God is still good. And just things like that. She's 13. So we're a little bit different in the age range, but I'm also staying with a wonderful family with my friend Amanda and her parents. And so Amanda has kind of been a sister that I am living with right now. And some things that we do is we try to connect over meals, just talking about what is a super cool thing that happened today, or how are you spending time with the Lord and how's that going? We did church together on Sunday, and so we all sat in the living room and they listened to me sing really badly. And you just spend time together that way. Amanda and I are going to be making cookies and just stuff like that. Just, I think quality time goes a really long way for people, but that doesn't mean you have to spend massive amounts of time with people either. There's kind of that happy middle.
So I think a lot of probably the world is thinking about this question too. What does the coronavirus mean from God, or why is it here? I think that's a really tough question too, but I think a lot of people are questioning God right now during this time and questioning why this is here. So I think we should maybe address it a little bit from our knowledge.
Interesting. Okay. So I'm not going to pretend I know what is the purpose behind what God does, because I'm not him. I know he's way smarter than me, so I'm going to trust him in what he is doing. But that's not always easy. And so something that I was really excited about this summer that I was going to go do was mission. I was going to go to New Jersey for 10 weeks and I was going to go on mission. It's going to be super great. Once I kind of made that decision, post winter break, coming back into this spring semester, I was so excited. I was like planning things, like planning with meeting people, planning my packing list, like already like I was set. And then, up in like 2 weeks, everything just kind of got uprooted and tossed out. And it was really hard for me. And something that my friend said to me that kind of checked me in place a little bit in a super loving way that just made me really think through this again was he said, Sarah, I think it was really awesome that you wanted to go on mission and that you had this purpose and this way to serve the Lord. But who is to say that God won't make himself more known through this, that this might not be more effective than what your plans were. And so he was saying, like, is your plan greater than God's? And I was like, no, obviously his plan is way better. And even if I don't know, all of the steps in between, I know ultimately who God is. And so I try to reflect there of if like there's something that I can't understand, what do I know to be true about God? And in that, then how can I see how these fit together? And if that's still not working, then just praying for just ways to trust him and, talking to others and truly like believing that God is who he says he is, who he's proven to be, and kind of being patient here and waiting and seeing. I have a little story to share again. Sorry, real quick.
Okay.
My friends and I, we all connect. So I'm in a student ministry on campus called Crew, and we're all like in a group chat, kind of like, friends and in the same ministry. And one of the staff members had said at a different campus through the same movement, a professor accepted Christ while all in quarantine because a student kept reaching out with him or out to him with the gospel through, I don't really know how, maybe it was like through some sort of communication through text or whatever, or maybe email or whatever it might have been. But that student was so persistent and so faithful, and they knew who like God is, and they knew that it's still possible to see the Lord through things that we don't understand. And that happened. Like, that's so crazy. That is so cool. So I think we can't look at the coronavirus and COVID as something that God didn't plan for or that he couldn't possibly work through or over, because that's not who God is.
Do you have the Bible app on your phone?
Yeah.
Can you pull up Psalms 46 for me?
I totally can.
I just want to like read this verse the way it's actually, instead of just me like sugarcoating it, if that makes sense.
Show.
But I read Psalm 46, and that's been really on my heart a lot lately. And then I'm going to kind of read the verse that's been on my heart.
It's an NLT. Sorry. You
Okay,
can
it's
change
fine.
it if you want to. It's my favorite.
So at the end of Psalm 46, Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I'm God. I will be honored by every nation. I will be honored throughout the world." And so if anything, I think this time, like I've said before, like social media is a huge thing right now. Like parents don't want to think that. Students are on social media. My mom's on social media a lot. My dad's on social media. Everyone's on social media. Everyone's searching things on the internet to find new things about COVID or different, how it's been spreading, all that kind of stuff. And so I think that verse right there shows us that God has given us social media as a gift during this time to share it around the world. And anything that you post, if you make it public, anyone can see around the world. So if you're posting a Bible verse or anything like that, just sharing like the good news of Jesus during this time, like Sarah had said, like someone's already accepted Christ. So Jesus is doing this for a purpose. We may not see it. I said I'm very futuristic, so I like to know what I'm doing now is going to make an impact. We unfortunately don't know what that impact is for what Jesus is planning. But Jesus is doing something, and he's given us this time to all connect with anyone we want to connect with, to share your faith and to share why you are okay during this time and why it's okay to rest in the comfort that Jesus has got this under control and he knows exactly how it's going to play out. So that's kind of something that I would reflect on, and I have been reflecting on, that if anything, this is just making Jesus's name around the world. I think the two things that I see on social media the most are COVID-19 and then how Jesus is around the world. So that would be two things. If there's any other deep questions, they can answer them or ask them in the chat.
Yes. I think all of this was just super sweet to talk about
Mhm.
with you. Let's go ahead. We're going to move on to some truth or dare, end on a high note that is definitely going to be embarrassing for both of us. So let's start. So the way that this is going to work, so we need you guys to participate, okay? We have numbers between 1 and 6. Wow, that was hard for me. And you guys are going to go ahead and pick them. And then there's going to be a question that we can answer the truth about, or a dare. So we can either choose to answer the truth of the question or the dare that corresponds with that number. So go ahead and answer
your
1 through
rule.
6.
Yep, put a number 1 through 6, and then we'll figure it out.
What number do you guys want us to do first?
This will be for Sarah. Sarah will go first. So choose Sarah's.
There's the bus. I should just get under it because I just got thrown under the
Yep,
bus.
Sarah's gonna go
3.
first.
Oh, 3.
Three.
3. Should I read it aloud? I'm gonna read it aloud. So the third one says, so this is the truth. Describe the ugliest outfit you've ever worn, or chug an entire water bottle. So that's the truth, is to describe your ugliest outfit. The dare is to chug this entire water
I
bottle.
can do that. I'm actually gonna be honest. That would take so long. The ugliest
chug it?
outfit I've ever worn. I even wrote this question. Why did I do this? The ugliest outfit. I figured you would get
I
it.
got it. I know what mine is.
The ugliest outfit I've ever worn.
No. I just wore it to school
Okay.
on the reg.
When I don't know if it's the ugliest, maybe, I don't know. The ugliest shirt that comes to mind. So when I was in middle school, my mom got me for Christmas this neon green and off-white striped shirt, and it was hideous. And so then I had to do the thing where she was like, she tried so hard and I love her so much. She was like, I'm so excited for my daughter to open the present. I opened the present and I had to do the like, thank you. I love it. And it was like just awful. And like the back was like open and it was just terrible. And she was like, you should wear it to school on Monday. You're gonna like everyone's gonna love it. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. So I wore it to school and someone told me that the off-white color looked like vomit.
Oh,
So
interesting.
easily the ugliest thing I've had to wear. It was
Okay.
terrible.
All right, Lindsay, your mom commented 2, so I think you should do that one.
Okay.
Okay, number 2 is, what is your biggest pet peeve? Oh, this is easy. Or explain a random photo on your camera roll that I get to choose. If you do pet peeve, you have to do like 2, because that's so easy. Or you could let me explain or pick a funny photo that you need to explain, which I think was obviously the better option.
Okay. You can do that.
Yes! Told you.
I don't know if I like have any. Let's see.
Embarrassing photos.
There's my camera roll.
Oh, let's see.
A
I'm
lot
just
of
gonna
it is
swipe
like
to
our
the-
content that we've been creating.
Oh, there's a picture of your mom and your dad. That's so cute.
Now I'm nervous. What is on my camera roll?
Oh, your mom looks so happy. Let's see here.
Oh, I have a lot of embarrassing pictures now.
I'm
I guess,
sure
'cause
you
I
do.
lost to that Until Tomorrow social media challenge. I don't know if you guys saw that.
No, I still don't understand what was happening.
Okay, so if you liked someone's post that said Until Tomorrow, then you have to post an embarrassing photo of you until tomorrow. So like all of the photos that said Until Tomorrow were embarrassing photos.
I don't agree with.
Okay.
You got to get up here so you.
This is a photo of Lindsay. Uh-oh.
This is
Let's
my
just-
friend.
just
You
wait.
can like turn the brightness
Yeah, that's
down.
probably going to be what's the best option.
Yeah, we can't really.
How about that? Can you see it?
It's still
It's-
catching up.
yeah.
Hold on.
We're slowed. Just stop. You're fine. Yes, we can see that.
Sweet.
Okay, so that
Why did
photo
you have to
I
touch
don't
it?
know.
is my best friend and I from my hometown. Her name is Jessie. Shout
out.
I used to be a softball player. So that was
I actually knew that about you.
a time at a softball tournament, and a kind of a funny story. This picture was taken right before I super glued my fingers together. Before
From your own free will?
my own free will, my friend was like, "You should super glue your fingers," and I was that child. I was like, "Yeah, okay." So
Great idea.
we
Sounds
were
like a
in-
good plan.
we were in Jessie's van, and I super glued my index finger to my thumb, and they were stuck. And I don't think my mom knows that.
I'm sure she's
That's
very
good.
proud.
Oh
So that's that.
Okay,
That's the
so that
story.
was 2. So I have
Alright,
to do number
Miriam
1,
said 1.
which is.
We need some more numbers, so you need to comment.
I didn't think my mom knew that.
Oh my gosh! I'm getting all the terrible.
I read it aloud.
Yeah.
This one says, tell the last embarrassing thing you did, or let me feed you with a mystery item, and you have to guess what it is with your eyes closed.
I hate this game so much.
I think you should do the dare.
No, because
Truth
Josh
or
picked
dare?
the food items.
Truth or dare?
You should choose. So
What do you guys think I should do?
put it in the comments? Do you think she should answer the embarrassing
Should
thing
I
she
tell the
did,
embarrassing story
or should I feed her an embarrassing mystery food item
that I don't
Josh
know what
has
it
chosen?
is, and my eyes have to be closed?
Let's see.
This game is rigged.
I think you should do the dare.
I'm so scared.
Oh, no, Allie, you think she should still
Allie's
do the
a
dare?
true friend. Well, I guess I have to tell the truth now.
Wait for other people.
Yeah.
See what other people say. Like majority rule. So please put dare.
Andrew, you cannot use my computer to tell
Oh
me
no,
to do the
dare!
dare.
Dare has been posted.
Anyone else? Miriam, what do you think she should do since you chose this?
She said truth or dare.
Yes, my mom says dare.
Oh,
What Joan
yes.
says goes.
What Joan says goes.
That's 3 people who said
All right,
dare.
Okay,
Dare.
hold on, but I want some water just in case it's like truly terrible.
All right, I'm gonna go get the mystery
Can you put it in
food.
my hand and then I can feed myself?
Yes.
Nope.
This is COVID time.
We'll
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh, what are you doing? We're blindfolded.
Blindfolding.
This smells weird.
Careful, there's a power strip.
I'm so scared.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, oh
All
my
right,
gosh.
so you can see, got this
I'm so scared.
and that.
What is it?
I haven't
This
given
and
this
that.
to you yet.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like a cookie?
Yep.
Smells
Something.
good.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I don't-
that's a
Yeah, how are you gonna do this?
How should we
no,
put that in her hand?
no. Lindsay has to feed it to her.
No, I get to feed myself because I'm doing this against my will.
Yeah, you just gotta get it all. There you go.
Oh,
okay, I'm gonna put it in your hand.
Just the whole thing.
No,
just
the handle.
it's slimy.
That's
Ew.
what you eat.
Oh,
Big
it
bite.
It smells really good. Is
Yeah.
it like chocolate? Why is it so gooey? Ew. Oh my gosh. Okay. One,
Just eat it.
2, 3. Oh, what is this?
What do you think it is?
Peanut butter?
And
A snickerdoodle?
Yeah, actually, it really is.
it really wasn't that bad.
Oh,
I think you should tell the story because that wasn't that bad.
I'm grateful.
That
That
was
could have been
downright
way
good.
worse.
That's funny. All
Can I
right.
get a
My
paper
plan
towel?
was to have her struggle with the entire spoon.
Okay, what's the next one? We had one, and then
Miriam
5.
commented 5.
you log into your.
Okay. Yeah. Boy,
You want to
5.
read it? Aw.
Oh my. Great numbers, Miriam. Hey, you can either talk about the last time you picked your nose in full, or you can let Mike shoot you with a Nerf gun. My vote is Nerf gun. It's
Mega
massive.
Mastodon!
All right, I'll take one for the team since you ate something mystery
That
wise.
was so scary.
Can I like block my eyes?
yeah.
Maybe we should move
I need
the
to get out of the
cups and
crossfire here.
All right, I'm gonna choose for Mike to shoot me with a Nerf gun.
Now I just feel bad.
Okay.
Maybe it should be like
We know what we were
sometime
agreeing
before
to.
sign off.
Just one? Are you serious? Come on.
Okay.
You should have unloaded the whole.
All right.
That was
So,
pretty fun.
There you go. Thank you, Miriam, for choosing that one for me.
All
The
right.
next one.
We got 4 for Sarah.
Team Edward or Team Jacob, which is very embarrassing to admit to. Or make the ugliest face possible, which I will not do. I was definitely Team Edward. He was very attractive.
Oh.
I don't know
Team
why that's
vampires for
embarrassing.
sure. Miriam said sorry in all caps.
Yeah, Miriam.
And now we got 6 for Lindsay.
Have you ever punched someone in the face or pretend, and you have to tell a story, which we know you haven't, so you have to pretend to be Mike for 10 minutes or the rest of the video, which is 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
You
Team
got-
Thank you. I'm Team Jacob. Too.
Absolutely not. His hair? No.
But it's Taylor
Aren't
Lautner.
you?
I don't care.
Okay.
I think Edward is way more attractive. That's pretty good.
I guess
I mean, you haven't punched anyone in the face.
I haven't, but I've been punched in the face.
Does your mom know about that?
I don't think so. I'll pretend to be Mike for 5 minutes for the rest of this
Give her the
video.
Nerf. Give her the Nerf.
But can I have the Nerf gun if I'm going to pretend to be
Oh
you?
my gosh, payback. Shoot him back.
No.
Do it.
So I don't even know how
What
to
would
work.
Mike do?
I don't
You
know
pull the
what.
bottom trigger, then you pull the top trigger.
Yeah, the bottom one turns the engine on,
If
and
we
then
end up going to
So
the
you hold
apocalypse,
the
you're not on my team.
the handle on the
Oh
top.
my god. Lindsay, gun safety.
the bottom one,
Pull the bottom trigger.
bottom, hold it,
Pull it. There you go.
and then pull the trigger.
You have to do both.
All right, and then
What other things do I do? So you're like, I have a Nerf gun.
You gotta talk very loud.
You can start yelling at people when they don't want.
football.
Yeah.
Football. Football is
Engage me in combat.
engage me in combat. Play me with the Fortnite. Swimming is not a sport.
Wow, you're nailing this.
I love it.
You need to win.
Is
I'm
that
not
Mike the
mad,
Ward
I'm
over
just
there?
Disappointed.
Rim says, "You have to be really loud.
You have to
Louder."
Football.
You have to wear jeans with flip flops.
Jeans with flip flops. No shoes.
Is that bad? I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Definitely.
He's not doing it today.
Fight
Yeah.
me.
Engage me in combat.
Miriam really wants to see you yell louder. She's not satisfied.
Yeah, I'm not a yeller.
Neither am I.
Fighting.
I'm not a yeller either.
You're so loud
Did
talker.
you engage the diaphragm? You know.
Yeah, you gotta engage the diaphragm.
diaphragm.
Yeah.
Fortnite.
Fork knife.
Fortnite.
That's still my favorite. We were playing.
Miriam's calling you out louder.
playing
You're
West
not loud
Liberty.
enough.
She's not happy
I'm
with
really
you.
far from the computer.
That's why. I like
Oh,
how when
man.
you yell, you had to make it sound like you were further away. I'm really far from the computer.
Normally, I would have
cards
like
to
Mountain Dew or
Diet.
Dr. Pepper.
Diet.
Diet, Dr. Pepper.
God,
Diet,
if you're
Mountain
gonna
Dew.
pretend to be,
I would have some
source
chicken
material.
fajitas with in front of
Lunch
me.
chicken
Lunch.
fajitas.
I'm pouring one out for the
fajitas.
homies. I haven't had a
what?
lunch fajita in a long time.
Otherwise, I would also be
Yeah.
like on Zoom with the Solon boys and playing Fortnite with them.
That's true. That happened.
Going too hard. on
I'll
mine,
play Fortnite with anybody. You're gonna have to
Why are
drag
you
my
still
dead
so
carcass.
loud?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
It is hang out with Sarah and Lindsay.
I'm taking over. It's my turn.
All right, we're losing viewers now. So
Yes. Sweet. Yeah. Do you want to?
what happened this week?
Okay. What's happening this week? I'll just do it because I was gonna have you do it, but I'm just gonna do it. So Thursday, you guys can tune in at 3:30 to watch
No.
Ronnie and Josh talk about the Trinity as they do a deep dive going into just all things about the Trinity. You guys can ask questions that you have that pertain to the Trinity, or maybe like any part of the Trinity about their nature, their identity, that kind of stuff. It'll be super interesting. I know I'm really excited to tune in and be here, and yeah, it'll be cool. So that's what's going on Thursday. And then Sunday we have programming at 7:00. And we are going to talk about I am statements with Mike. And it's going to be really fun. And we're excited for the game that you guys will definitely want to be here for because we will make a fool of ourselves. And then there's a parent Zoom. So be sure to tell your parents. And we'll do small groups. So,
And if you're, I just started this. If you're in a Bible study, those are also happening this week. If you're not in a Bible study and want to be, text Mike or text any of the staff team. Text your leader. We'll get you connected in a Bible study those are meeting. On
Facebook
Zoom.
message us.
Facebook message us. Instagram DM us. You can DM us on TikTok. Follow our TikTok. We have some
We've
really
got some
funny
good ones
videos
for ya.
coming. Yep. But yeah.
We're all
So,
one in this.
thanks for hanging out with
Yes.
Sarah and Lindsay.
Yes. Bye.
See ya.
Good.